Hello guys, welcome back to our anime explainer. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Swallowed Star original continent based on novel. So let's start. At the exit of the tower, Chiokai Kae spoke, revealing the secret of the hidden treasure. Real and fake treasure. Luo Feng pondered. They had to admit that whatever he had said sounded true. The treasure chests I got before were empty, plus he could easily tell us about what's been going on. There's no doubt that he was here long before us, that's confirmed. There are two possibilities. The first one is that he truly wants to get the true treasure, and it requires the talisman, hence he's here to work with us. The second possibility is that everything is fabricated. He had long gotten the true treasure, however since his race was destroyed back then, he holds immense hatred against us. He then set up the plan for us to kill each other. But now that we are about to leave, his holding us up, it could very likely be a ploy for revenge. Luo Feng thought. A survivor of a destroyed race. If Earth was destroyed or humanity was destroyed, Luo Feng knew that he would probably be driven mad with vengeance too. Is it for the treasure? Or revenge? He hesitated. The other three emperors were doubtful as well. Gold Kang, do you think what is said is true? Purple Clock said. There's a 50% chance. Gold Kang replied. Rubbish. Purple Clock thought. What do we do? Purple Clock thought. I must get the treasure. Gold Kang's eyes gleamed with ferocity. He had already burnt part of his undying body. Even though he had already gotten Ice Blade and Night Emperor's wealth, that little bit couldn't satisfy an Emperor Pinnacle warrior like him. His aim was only one, the tower's treasure. Without that, he wouldn't be satisfied. Then I'll trust you and stick with you, Gold Kang. Even if this warrior has any traps set up, it won't go through. Purple Clock said. Ha ha, plans are all useless against true strength. Gold Kang said confidently. Relax, after getting the treasure, I will distribute it with you accordingly, you get 20%. Thanks, Gold Kang. Purple Clock felt hatred within but suppressed it. Before, they had agreed on the ratio of 7 to 2 to 1, now that Ice Blade had died, Gold Kang simply decided to take 80%. Chiokai Kae simply laughed within. If you all didn't flee so quickly, I wouldn't have had to take the special path to the exit and risk myself. Luo Feng and the others had flown in two batches earlier. One was Luo Feng, Gold Kang and Purple Clock. The other was Piercing Tiger by his lonesome. While both the groups rushing towards the exit, Chiokai Kae was in the control room then, but there was a path that led him straight to the exit. He actually wanted to simply stop Piercing Tiger and use all four of their warriors to overpower him. It couldn't be helped. Without a proper pathway to stop Piercing Tiger, he could only risk it by showing up by himself. Greed and ambition, both are things a warrior can never get rid of. He looked at the other warrior's face and relaxed. Have you decided? He asked. The emperors below all exchanged glances. Even though they were chasing after Luo Feng before, now that they knew the chests were fakes, they didn't want to waste any more time fighting each other, as there was no benefit in that. Okay. I believe you. Gold Kang's voice roared like thunder. Chiokai Kae, don't do anything stupid. Purple Clock smiled coldly. I will trust you for now. Let's go along then. Piercing Tiger looked at Luo Feng. The two of them exchanged glances and nodded. With Night Emperor's death, they had to help each other now. Even though Gold Kang was intrepid, Luo Feng's defense was heavenly and Piercing Tiger was a pinnacle emperor too. If they truly fought, even if Gold Kang killed them both, he would have to sacrifice over 10% of his undying body. That price was too costly. As long as we are careful and don't take too much, Gold Kang won't go too crazy. Losing 5% of one's undying body is easy to recover. Anything over that, however, is troublesome, and over 10% is even worse. Piercing Tiger communicated. With us together, we can help each other. Luo Feng replied. The four warriors agreed. Chiokai Kae laughed. Indeed, everyone wants the treasure, however remember what I said before, I get half. I said it too, I agree. Gold Kang had a downcast expression as he replied. The others nodded. Gold Kang laughed coldly within, half. HMPH, it was just lies. He naturally wouldn't do anything yet. But, once the room was open, he would use everything to get the treasure. This aboriginal probably has some trump card too. Luo Feng and the others were clear on this. However, for the treasure, even if the enemy was strong, they wouldn't give up. Follow me. Chiao Kai Ka flew ahead. Wait! Gold Kang roared. Chiao Kai Ka stopped and turned curiously. Gold Kang stared at him coldly, ordering him, to maintain our trust, you will fly between the four of us. Purple Clock, Piercing Tiger, and Luo Feng stood around and surrounded Chiao Kai Ka. Ha ha, so strong and yet so cowardly. He mocked. It's called caution, a careless warrior will die young. Gold Kang said coldly. Then let's go, I'll point the way. Chiao Kai Ka replied, just follow this path on the left. Immediately, the group began to fly within the tower under Chiao Kai Ka's guidance. Luo Feng and the others discovered several hidden pathways on the way. They only needed to push some disguised walls and another pathway would reveal itself. Within the control room, the Godmaster Pure, La Demo and Men Bu held their breaths nervously as they watched the projection. Elder. Men Bu clenched his fists, his eyes were clearly filled with worry and anxiety. Third brother is doing everything for the race, that's why he's putting himself in danger. Pure said. The invaders are already acting according to his plan, half of the plan has succeeded. This time, no matter the cost, we have to get the inheritance treasure. The other two nodded. Keep watching. Pure continued, we'll see if third brother can succeed. After all, the invaders are all extremely cautious and clever, and they are strong too. To succeed, we'll need both third brother and a lot of luck. Along a dark internal pathway, the four warriors surrounded Chiao Kai Ka and flew carefully. The further they got, the brighter the pathways were. After a while, they arrived within a bright hall. Where do we go next? Gold Kang roared. We've arrived. Chiao Kai Ka's eyes were gleaming. We've arrived. Luo Feng looked around curiously. This huge hall had a diameter of over 10 kilometers. The walls were smooth with complex engravings on them, and he didn't see anywhere to hide any treasure. Humph, you invaders, even after standing before the treasure room, you wouldn't even be able to recognize it. Chiao Kai Ka mocked, even if you find the treasure room, you wouldn't be able to open it. Where is it? Gold Kang raged. They all looked at Chiao Kai Ka. He however walked very calmly towards a distant wall, the others naturally followed closely to stop him from doing anything devious. On the smooth wall, Chiao Kai Ka took a deep breath and muttered, my countless dead clansmen. I let these invaders enter the treasure room for the sake of the race's prosperity again. My clansmen, forgive me. He extended his 6 palms. Simultaneously, the engravings on the wall lit up and rumbled. Luo Feng turned. The wall began to pull apart, revealing 10 kilometers wide pathway. The treasure room is within. Chiao Kai Ka said. Very good, isn't it good that we all work together? Gold Kang laughed. However, they maintained their cautious position and flew in. The pathway was only 100 m long. At the end was a door covered in gold light. The engravings on it were incredibly mysterious, as it emanated powerful energies. This is G-grade metal. It's G-grade metal. Other than the treasure chests, this is the first time we've seen another G-grade metal, and it's the entire door. Just this door alone should be worth several hundreds of millions of indigo gems. Purple Clock smiled. Beside him Gold Kang smiled as well. The door alone was incredibly valuable. Looks like everything Chiao Kai Ka said was true, the treasure within must be shocking. It was worth it to burn my undying body. Gold Kang could barely suppress his excitement. Luo Feng carefully observed everything. No matter what, he had the Shogu wings and general armor. Hence, he had a certain guarantee to survive. He naturally wouldn't give up on the treasure that easily. Attention all, to activate the door, I have to have a talisman, and I will have to personally do it. Chiokai Ka said coldly, give me the talisman, and let me open the room. Give Chiokai Ka the talisman. Gold Kang and the others exchanged glances. If this talisman were to be handed to Chiokai Ka, it would be hard to get it back. HMPH. Chiokai Ka snorted as he saw what happened, mocking, you are all warriors too. You want the treasure, yet you are afraid to pass me the talisman. Ha ha, everything must be perfect in your world. I have no ability to forcefully take it from you all anyway, we'll just have no way to open the room then. Gold Kang roared, Purple Clock, go and give it a shot. See if you can open the door. Purple Clock felt unhappy within, however he still nodded, okay. The rest of them stood by the side. Purple Clock walked towards the gold door and touched it with both hands, trying to push it, pouring his undying energy in. After which, he used the talisman to press against the door, trying many ways to open it. He frowned as he tried. He had failed over and over. This made Gold Kang's expression grow ugly. He looked at Chiokai Ka, who stood smiling coldly at the scene, mocking, trying to get the treasure without me. What a dream. Keep trying, you must be dreaming if you think you can open it. Chiokai Ka mocked and laughed openly, as everyone heard it. Shut up. Gold Kang roared. Humph. Chiokai Ka shot a glance at him and went silent. Gold Kang turned to look at Purple Clock and roared, forget it. Purple Clock was incredibly unhappy within, but he obediently walked back and said, looks like only an indigenous Yang Ji can open this inheritance room. Chiokai Ka, you are an emperor too. Don't be stupid, and try any tricks. Gold Kang roared. Chiokai Ka simply shot him a glance and remained silent. Give it to me. Gold Kang tossed out a talisman to him. Chiokai Ka extended his hand, received the translucent talisman. His hands were shaking from the excitement. He sent in his spirit energy for it to recognize him as its owner, and it melded with his skin. His eyes were wet as he howled within, my clansmen, I've finally received the talisman. After he successfully melded with it, the entire tower seemed to connect to him. Master. A voice communicated mentally with Chiokai Ka. Tower. He said excitedly. Yes, the tower was a movable survival base, just like a space fortress. It had its own AI. The AI could control the entire tower. Different levels of Yang Ji people had different levels of authority within. The normal residents and undyings with the talisman had higher authorities. Chiokai Ka could only do low-level actions within the control room in the past. Now, however, he was the master of the entire tower. Only a Yang Ji clansman with the talisman could get the recognition of the tower, and only after melding with the talisman would he truly gain control. When the 6 leaders fell before, the tower became useless and was unable to fly. Within the control room, Puri, La Demo, Men Bu watched the scene, especially after seeing him melding with the talisman. They were incredibly excited. Men Bu even teared a little. Puri, La Demo, Men Bu, I'm halfway there. A voice resounded within the control room. Third brother. Puri shouted excitedly. Elder. Elder. The other 2 shouted excitedly. You can communicate with us. I've already become the master of the tower. I can communicate with it mentally. Naturally, it can resound within any part of the tower. Right now, I must carry out the most important step. My beloved clansmen, wish me luck. And pray that our fallen race can get its most important inheritance. His voice was filled with excitement and anxiety. Before the treasure room door. Hurry and open the door. Gold Kang frowned. Luo Feng carefully observed Chiokai Ka's actions. However, it was hard to tell just from looking that he had become the master of the tower. Ha ha ha, how many years has it been? How long have I waited? I'm finally able to get the treasure of our race. He laughed and glanced at Gold Kang. We are working together, don't get cocky. HMPH. Gold Kang snorted coldly, looking at Chiokai Ka. I'll let you be arrogant for a while. I am here to open the door. Chiokai Ka walked straight to the door. The others quickly followed closely, they didn't dare let there be any distance between them. Chiokai Ka clicked his lips and walked unhappily towards the door, and touched it gently. The engravings on the door immediately lit up and reacted. The others seemed excited, but after a while, the door remained shut. What's going on? Gold Kang roared. Give me another talisman. Chiokai Ka shouted at them. I need 2 talismans to open the door. Why didn't you say so before? Gold Kang frowned. I wasn't a leader back then, and only the 6 leaders knew the secrets of the tower. I only know that the true treasure room must be opened by someone of my race. I only knew this. As to requiring 2 talismans, only the leaders knew that. How could I know about this beforehand? He raged. Back then, this setup was probably to prevent any greedy leader from acting alone. If that's not possible, you can come open the door yourself. He raged. Humph. Gold Kang snorted and tossed out the other talisman. Chiokai Ka took the talisman. He used both of them to touch the door simultaneously. Tower, lock in the talisman and open the treasure room door. He communicated mentally. Yes, master. The engravings lit up and countless beams of light wrapped about the talismans. After which, the room rumbled as the door began to lift up. This scene made Gold Kang and Purple Clock watch in anticipation. The door is opening. Luo Feng watched on. Chiokai Ka rushed in. Trying to get everything. Gold Kang raged, Su. Su. Him and Purple Clock immediately rushed in, while Luo Feng and Piercing Tiger swiftly followed. The entire room was made of G-grade metal, and was filled with countless engravings. 20 m long, 20 m wide and 10 m tall. There were 12 locks on the ground, heavily locking the ancient chest for trillions of years. Treasure chest. Chiokai Ka rushed towards it first. He had truly brought the invaders here for the treasure chests, and those chests held within the true treasures. Chiokai Ka had never gotten them before. Get out of the way. A lightning bolt hit his body, it was the lightning pike. It smashed hard into Chiokai Ka, knocking him into the wall. Gold Kang grabbed the chest hard. Mine. Gold Kang grabbed it hard. The 12 locks bound the chests even tighter, and the engravings on it easily withstood Gold Kang's strength. Ha ha ha, you think you can forcefully take it? Chiokai Ka mocked as he lay against the wall. These locks are specially constructed. Even a knight would find it extremely hard to break them, as for you. Even if you self-destruct you won't be able to break them. Idiot. Purple Clock was initially nervous, but he laughed after seeing the scene. Luo Feng and Piercing Tiger relaxed as well. We'll act accordingly. Luo Feng communicated that Chiokai Ka would never stupidly bring us here to give us his treasure, without getting anything himself. Also, Gold Kang would never willingly share half of the treasure with him. Those two will definitely fight, and the moment that happens, our chance will come. Piercing Tiger agreed. The locks may not be able to break, but the chests can still be opened. Chiokai Ka mocked, of course, you definitely can't open it. Open it. Gold Kang roared. You think I'm stupid? The moment I open and pass it to you, what do you think will happen? He jeered at Gold Kang. Gold Kang was simply boiling with rage now, as he stared hard at Chiokai Ka. He stared back. Ha! Chiokai Ka laughed, simultaneously sending an order, Tower, close the treasure room door. Yes, master. Rumble. A huge rumble occurred behind them. Luo Feng turned quickly, seeing the raised door suddenly fall and shutting the room completely. What's going on? Gold Kang raged, simultaneously using his lightning pike to pierce at Chiokai Ka, pinning him to the wall. Why did the doors suddenly shut? How will we get out? Right, the doors are shut. Chiokai Ka exclaimed. How will we get out? I'll give you all a suggestion. He seemed to ponder hard before saying, you can teleport via your god country and leave this room. Everyone's expressions changed. Luo Feng pondered too. Nobody trusted each other here. How could they teleport via their god country? What's more, without the treasure, no one was willing to leave. This move, Chiyokai Ka had finally revealed his true colors. What's he doing? Luo Feng frowned. Luo Feng, who had the strongest ability to survive, naturally watched the scene calmly. Luo Feng gazed around. This entire room was made of G-grade metals, along with the mysterious engravings. It was impossible to break out. Aboriginal, what are you planning? Gold Kang waved his lightning pike, staring angrily at Chiyokai Ka. The other emperors looked on coldly at him. Even though they were trapped within, the warriors weren't too worried because they could teleport via their god country out. Only thing was they didn't trust each other, and they still wanted to get the treasure. Hence they didn't plan to leave immediately. At this moment, outside the room, two beams of light swiftly flew over and stopped outside the room. They were the Aboriginals Men Bu and La Di Mo. They looked at the two locked-in talismans on the door, with excitement and pain at the same time. They reached and easily retrieved them. They hesitated for a while as they looked at the room. They knew that their elder was within. Elder. They howled in pain within. Hurry and go. A voice pierced their ears. Hurry and go, we cannot be careless at all with the inheritance. Yes. Men Bu and La Di Mo gritted their teeth, and became beams of light leaving the room. Elder, you must survive. You must survive. Men Bu turned and howled as they left. Elder. La Di Mo shouted too. A voice resounded within the walkway. If possible, I would. However, the chances of that are very slim. As long as you can get to the inheritance room, and get the treasure there, I will have no regrets. Elder. Elder. The two of them welled up in tears. Within the control room, Puri watched the scene with pain and excitement. This was Chiyokai Ka's inheritance plan. The entire plan was to get the talismans. The plan was simple. He would show himself and draw the invaders to the treasure room. After which, he would get the talismans and open the room, leaving the talismans on the door. Then he would rush in and pretend to get the treasure. Naturally, the invaders would be drawn in along, and then he would shut the door. The talismans could then be retrieved. With the doors shut, the invaders wouldn't be able to escape. Men Bu and La Di Mo could easily head towards the inheritance room and take its countless treasures away. Two things about the plan required luck. One was that Gold Kang and the others had to trust Chiyokai Ka and follow him to the room. Secondly, it was whether they would rush into the room along with him, and whether they'd notice the talismans stuck to the door outside. If they requested for it to be taken down, Chiyokai Ka could secretly order the door to shut, saying that the doors required the talismans to be stuck on it, or it would simply shut. All in all, there were several risks. He was the first to rush into the room, putting himself in danger. This was the most important part of the mission. If he didn't enter or rushed out immediately, the others would naturally follow him, and he wouldn't be able to lock them in. That would affect the plan. Third brother. Puri shouted in pain, you could have chosen not to enter the room. If I don't enter, they won't enter either. And if they don't enter, Men Bu and the others won't be able to get the talismans easily, the plan would be for naught. Chiyokai Ka's voice resounded within the control room. Everything is for the race. Everything for the race. Puri nodded. Of the three treasure rooms, the first one held the least treasures. The second room had more treasures within. As for the third one, it had countless techniques and inheritance treasures for the entire race. It was the true inheritance. The inheritance room was the most important of the three. Chiyokai Ka couldn't allow any failure, hence the one he entered was naturally the second room. Within the room. What am I doing? Pinned against the wall, he smiled at Gold Kang. Invaders, why don't you guess what I'm doing? Playing with me. Gold Kang's voice rumbled. Luo Feng frowned at Chiyokai Ka. He had felt something amiss all this while, almost like victory was in Chiao Kai Kai's hands. Speak, how do we open the chest? Gold Kang pointed at the ancient chest bound by 12 locks. Humph, ha ha. Chiao Kai Kai laughed weirdly at him. Do you wish to die? Gold Kang was very angry now as he roared. Smart. Chiao Kai Kai simply looked at him and said softly, I wish to die. The others beside him were all stunned. They looked on with disbelief at this aboriginal. I wish to die. Do you understand? I've lived for far too long, and I've been in pain for too long. When my race faced extinction back then, I've been struggling for so long, I'm too tired. Now it's time to end it. His eyes seemed relaxed. I may even take a couple of other race emperors with me, ha ha, how exciting is this? Not good. This aboriginal is mad. Purple Clock and Piercing Tiger were stunned. This aboriginal was a pinnacle emperor too. If he self-destructed, Gold Kang may be fine, but the two of them would be in trouble. We've finally got the inheritance. He closed his eyes and smiled. I've done my part. Marsha. My love, when you fell back then, I wanted to accompany you, but I couldn't. Now, however, I can follow you into eternal sleep. He closed his eyes and smiled widely, after which powerful ripples began to emanate from his body. No. Puri was watching the projection in the control room all this while. He howled painfully, no, third brother, don't do this. 2 beams of light flew into the control room. It was La Demo and Men Bu who had just acquired the inheritance. They watched the projection and were stunned. Elder. No. Within the treasure room. No. Piercing Tiger opened his eyes and fiercely banged hard at the wall, however the walls were too sturdy. Madman, madman, madman. Purple Clock gritted his teeth and cursed madly. What a madman. Gold Kang simply snorted and stood there. Luo Feng wrapped himself in his wings and said, I don't know if I can withstand this. Chiao Kai Kai maintained his smile as terrifying energy started to explode from within. He closed his eyes, rumble, every cell in his body instantly exploded with terrifying energy, trillions of years of undying energy began to erupt. Rumble, an explosion akin to 1,000,000 sector lords combining their attacks filled the entire room. The room was only that big. So, there was nowhere to hide. I cannot die. Piercing Tiger howled. Humph. Purple Clock snorted as a purple clock image appeared on his body. Luo Feng wrapped himself. Gold Kang simply stood and stared coldly. The powerful force instantly engulfed the 4 warriors. At this time, Piercing Tiger and Purple Clock fought hard. Rumble. The final force which passed through the Shogu wings and general armor still managed to make his cloud contact armor crumble. Its sturdiness was akin to a low emperor human, and normal high emperors wouldn't even be able to break through it. Completely crumbling meant the difference was huge. Rumble. The remaining force shook his body hard, instantly destroying 80% of his body. However, it swiftly recovered. Without the Shogu wings and general armor, Gold Kang, Purple Clock and Piercing Tiger were completely different. Gold Kang stood there coldly, his body instantly crumbling from the force. However, he reformed right after with the same cold expression, staring at the other 3. The tragedy was just as bad in the control room. The 3 aboriginals were in absolute grief. Chiao Kai Kai had been leading their race since the sweep before. He was a spiritual leader, and he helped support them for so long. He had settled all difficulties and dangers. But, now that they had finally acquired the inheritance, he was gone. This is a message left behind by the master, he wanted me to pass it to you after he died. The AI of the tower said clearly. The 3 warriors held their breaths. Chiao Kai Kai's voice resounded. Puri, Men Bu, La Demo, when you hear this, I'll already be gone. Please forgive me, I've chosen to escape. The trillions of years before, living only on faith, now that we've acquired the inheritance, I'm satisfied. I'll leave everything to you all. The treasure room is already shut, and they cannot get out, and they cannot open the chest either. I believe they will ultimately choose to teleport via their god country. The moment they leave, you can sneak in and get that treasure chest too. This is the most perfect ending. If other invaders come, you can instantly enter the god country via the space pathway, and destroy the pathway. Clean up the ends. Pure, my brother, la demo, men be you, my children, the future of the race is up to you all. Forgive me for my escape. Silence. The three couldn't help but cry. The undying survivors had all supported each other through the years, and their relationships were incredibly close, even though Chiyo Kai Ka had been their elder and leader. You didn't escape, third brother, you didn't. You were simply too tired, you needed rest. Pure muttered, beside him the other two were silent. For the race, their elder Chiyo Kai Ka had fallen. This video will end here.